Hello, welcome to this altcoin daily with Bitcoin Gorilla, where we analyze every day 2 to 3 altcoin, breaking them down with pure price action. Now, I always draw my chart from scratch and I use my developed strategy called the Bitcoin Gorilla strategy to tell you what I am seeing, forecasting what is going to happen next on the coin. Now, if you are new to technical analysis, don't worry. This is going to be easy for you to understand. It's very beginner friendly because I am not using any indicator. It's zero indicator. All I'm going to use is two drawing tools, the horizontal line and the rectangular box, right? And I'll be telling you what I'm seeing. Now, if you don't know, if you do find this video quite interesting, my style and strategy, do give me a thumbs up. Don't worry, nobody's going to see it. It's hidden. Nobody's going to see your like. And do subscribe if you do find it quite interesting because I always jump on different altcoin daily, right? The next altcoin will be the one on your what portfolio. Now, I will start by first of all telling you what is Tellor, right? TRB token. Now, according to CoinMarketCap, you can see Tellor currently is trading at $35.68. And according to CoinMarketCap, Tellor is an Ethereum based decentralized secure oracle for decentralized finance, DeFi, right? Applications. We are talking about the apps. Now, Tellor allows the apps to receive high value data for smart contracts. The data feed stability and reliability are ensured by staked miners who participate in proof of work. So here they're using POW, which is the proof of work census. Now, talking about the data aspect, right? Um, Trello all-time high since listing um was 7 months ago during May 2021 around, and it was able to reach the price of 163.76 dollar, right? Now the price has dropped to almost 75% since then, right? That was 7 months ago till now. It has dropped, and the all-time low since the time of listing, which was around November 2019, 2 years ago, the all-time low it has ever hit is $1.11. Now, using this information, now let's go to the price action and see what we can do with this data because we just mentioned the all-time high and all-time low. So you can see that this is my all-time high right here. That's the all-time high. And talking about the all-time low, I can tell you it is right here. That's the $1.1 around that zone. Now, this is the chart. Now, the chart we are looking at is the Binance chart, the weekly chart. So I'm going to try to locate other part of the chart where I see clear rejection. What I'm looking for is visible support and resistance. Remember, anytime a support is broken, it becomes a resistance. And anytime a resistance is broken, it becomes a support. So what I'm looking at are the areas where TRB got rejected. So this is what I've been able to find out. I can tell you there's a hidden one right here. Now, the next thing I want to do is I can see that literally since the listing, price has not really successfully had this uptrend. It still returned to the sideways. So you can see it's more like it broke the sideways, then it returned back to it, and price is still stuck in that zone. So what I'm going to do is use the Bitcoin Gorilla strategy, my strategy. Now, this strategy, I develop a community of traders that will trade this strategy where I teach people how to trade this strategy. You can join Makaveli Trader. It is a registered academy where we teach online. We teach you through Zoom, and not just that. After you learn finish, you will trade with me for life, right? So you have access to trade with me, take every trade with me. As an improve on my strategy, you're going to have access to learn with it. So you have access to attend all the Zoom classes for 3 months intensive training. And not just that, after the 3 months intensive training, you get to trade with me. All right. You have access to all the trading boot and everything that inspired me, my rules, because I have iron rules I use to trade these strategies. Right. So I'm going to go down to the daily chart. There's not much data to work with on this chart, but there's enough to at least get a good picture of where price is taking us. So I can tell you that this my line can at least do better than here. I can tell you that that's a better point because I can get another box, and this new box can be from here to this point. this point to this point, right? And I can change the color of that box to probably green. Then I want to get the support and resistance of this inner box right here. We can see that from this chart, so many supports has been broken so far on this coin. So with this now, can I get a bias line? Currently, I see a broken bias line, a clearly broken bias line, and it's right here. It's good to take note of that bias line that they broke. I think they are even respecting one currently, this particular one. Okay, we have a bias line that they are currently respecting, which is a good thing, right? Very good thing. You can see it now. And now, when we are drawing our bias line, we need a minimum of two touches, one and two, and this is just the obvious third time. And when I was drawing my chart, you must take note that this is my support and this is my resistance for the biggest box now, right? Take note of the biggest box, the first box that I draw. Then there's another box here, which here is the support and here is the resistance. Now take note of this because it's going to show us a lot of what is going on. So as we can see that um Tellor right now has broken major support, right? Tellor has broken major supports and has actually, should I say, okay, has broken mini support and now currently is in the range of the major support because this is a mini support and that is the inside box. It's not so mini, it's more like a daily box because that's the daily chart. Now it has left that box and is dealing with the bigger box, right? This is the weekly support, right? So Tellor right now is respecting a line, a bias line, this current one. Let's take note of that bias line. And if I were to draw a seller's line, can we get a seller's line? It's going to look like more like an expanding channel when we try to get a seller's line. You can see the two you can see it's expanding. The channel is expanding, looks more like an expanding channel. It's an expanding channel is also a price action pattern. So if you are into price action, you know what an expanding channel is. If you don't know what an expanding channel is, please come to Makaveli Trader. I will train you, or I don't know, if a lot of people demand the video, I might make a video explaining what an expanding channel is. So we have a clear expanding channel here. So let's zoom in and see what we see here. So we can see that from this expanding channel, something beautiful is actually growing because right now where I see TRB is on a support and a very important support. Look at this zone, look at this zone, and this is, let's zoom in and see how many touches. Like I always say, I like minimum of 2 good touches. 3 touch is beautiful because there's a chances of it bouncing. So you can see, let's see how many touch we had here. And this is where the first breakout happened. You can see there was a little resistance, and there was a breakout. This was where the breakout took place, right? And this is after it broke out, there was a retest, right, of the breakout before price now started the real move. Now let's take note of this breakout because it has returned to that point, right? It has returned to the same point, giving us 3 touches. This is one, this is two, this is three, and this is the fourth time. Complete 3 touches. Now, this is because of weekly. If I go to monthly chart, it might be just 3 touches, which makes it even more stronger to work with, right? So if you go to monthly chart, this chart becomes even more interesting, right? So you can see that it is one and two, right? Three actually. Let me zoom in so you can see that. I think it's three, not just two. I think it's three. We can get a 3 touch there. We can have 3 candles that are that are touching that support. So the most beautiful thing about this on the monthly is this current third candle that has returned to that support area. So I'm about to show you now. Look at this. I always talk about something about the meeting point of my support, right? So on the monthly chart, this chart is very interesting. This is one, this is two, right? And this is three. And here is a coincidence. This particular third touch, there is the trend line, right? There is the horizontal line and there is the support area. So I have too many support all meeting in one point. And like I always say, these meeting points are always very important to my analysis because is a big sign of something going to play out at that particular area. So what is this? Is all these things telling me? Now all this thing is telling me that I see 2022 somewhere in 2022 a pump is coming to TRB. I do see a pump. Now I do see dump coming to a lot of coins in the crypto community in 2022. There's this top dump that is going to come. What happens if that dump come and affects TRB? Because when Bitcoin dumps, somehow altcoin kind of react to it. So we have to look at the worst case scenario and always have a backup plan, right? So the worst case scenario in our scenario, in the case of TRB, is this: what is the worst case scenario if these buyers don't hold this current support? How far can they still go? The truth of what I will tell you is how far can they go is this point, right? Remember, our support is this zone, right? And you can see there is a double touch at this point, of which if the sell off that has pushed it currently down continues, they can't push them further to this point. But I do see it is currently on a very strong support. A support likely going to take it up. And here's the beautiful thing: the most beautiful thing about this whole thing is the fact that we have an expanding channel that could move this way. So TRB could see around $200 or so, right? From this current $35, it is possible in 2022, right? Now, this could take a while. We could have some sideways going on here. I will also tell you why I see that sideways ways coming to TRB, right? So in the worst case scenario, if this sell-off continue, I do see because there will be a lot of buy demand around here. That's one thing about support area. There's a lot of demand. So even if it's falling, it's not going to fall too deep, right? It's going to get I do see it going to like worst case, I see $12, right? At worst eight. It's $12. I don't see this really happening anytime soon. I do see a strong pull up coming. But if the worst case scenario, I always like because I know that it takes two part for this whole price to move. It takes the buyers and the sellers, that is supply and demand, for price to move. I always treat my chart and analysis as probability, giving the two sides equal chances, right? Without being biased, right? As much as buyers can change the market, sellers can also change the market. And as much as sellers can change the market, buyers can change the market. This is why when I'm running my analysis, you always hear me say, I'm sharing my opinion with you free. What you do with it is up to you. The reason being that I will tell you what I see, because when I'm telling you what I'll see, I will tell you all the possible chances that I'm seeing, both the good, both the bad, both the one you want to hear and the one you don't want to hear. That's one thing about analysis. I don't do it to favor what you want to hear. I tell you exactly what I see, right? If you decide to use it, good for you. But before you do, always do your research, right? Because this is not a financial advice, right? But I always tell you what I see. And what I'm saying is there's a lot of demand lying in TRB around this area. So if price is going to fall, it's not going to fall further. Remember, this is not a financial advice. Do your diligence research. Price is not going to fall further. This point is a very important area. This area is a very important area. For me, I believe that buying percentage entries percent by percent is the best way to buy when price is on such support in case of stop loss hunt, right? What is stop loss hunt? Now that is what could push price aside Bitcoin falling. It could be that price could go as a result of stop loss. Now, a lot of people are buying this support because, especially those who are trading um support as a line, right? They are looking at this as a line, and market makers always know this, right? So what they do is they will make sure they break this support and clear all those people that have been entering by here, because they will place their stop loss, leading to stop loss hunt. And once they do, price will reverse back and start moving up, and that's when price will break all the resistance. Now, what are the resistance? Now, price is going to struggle in this zone. You can already see price struggling. You can already see price struggling. The reason being that now price, though price is within a strong support, it is also going to face a lot of challenges on its way up. The reason: this is one, this is two, this is three, this is four, this is five. It's here that there's no much challenge. You can also see it when it was running. You can see the challenges it faced when it was going up, but once it got here, you can see the run, because there's no much resistance in this area. So there's going to be a free run. But first, it must conquer this environment. So first, I do see price, once it comes, it will hit, it will go back. So there could be a reaction of something like this, right? Before price move. Price will make a lot of attempts, maybe 3 or 4 attempts to break through this point, right? Once they conquer the first resistance they will have to conquer is this point. Once they conquer this point, then their next challenge. So what are the point? 65 to what? $80. Once they're able to conquer 65 to $80, they will have to face next $99 to probably what? $130. And I'm telling you something. I'm telling you something. I do see a lot of bull pressure likely growing on this coin in 2022. So this is one of my coins that I feel like we have some good performance coming to it. But first, it needs to conquer a lot of challenge. So this is going to need a lot of patience. Now, my analysis are weekly charts. If you follow my analysis, they are weekly chart. If you want to make money in crypto, you must understand that you need patience, right? You don't react to everything, but you must also have protection like stop loss. Have your stop loss. And the best stop loss in this current coin is right here. Place your stop loss here. Be in the trade. If you're going to buy, pyramid your entry, enter in percentage, like buy 10%. After, if it keeps pushing, you buy another 10%, another 5%. Just keep adding until you have buy all the total amount you want to buy. Just enter in percentage, and once you do, you can now place your stop loss right here. Once you place your stop loss, once anything happen and price goes below this support, just know that it's going to go lower. Anything that breaks below the support is going to go lower. This is why you should place your stop loss here, so that if anything goes wrong, you are out of the trade. Always use your protection, but also know something, like that is what I'm trying to tell you, is that this is crypto and anything is possible. Always be open-minded, use protection, and your protection just, it saves you from getting somebody pregnant or getting pregnant yourself out there, that, or getting scratched or dead in an accident. That is why you have bulletproof, so that if somebody shoots your car, you won't die in an accident. It's the same way stop loss. You have to understand how it works. It saves you from a lot of I wish or I know, right? It saves you a lot of that. Now, this is crypto. Volatility is real. Don't get deceived when coins are moving up, up, up. Chances of volatility, somebody is going to sell. That is why supply and demand move price, right? Than news, right? News can be doing well, but markets might not be doing well. News can be doing bad, and market can be doing well. This is why sometimes it is better to always put your mind and protect yourself with a good stop loss. It is better to lose $10 than to lose $100. It is better to lose $100 than to lose $10,000 or $1,000. It is even better to lose $200 than to lose what? $50,000. Be careful about your stop loss. In crypto, it is very, very volatile. Even though you want to listen to me, or you don't listen to every other thing I said, please try and listen to using stop loss. I remember Bitcoin Gorilla. If you've not subscribed, do subscribe. And if you find this video interesting, you want to ask me what price then am I proposing for 2022. Here's the thing, I don't call time when it's going to play out, but I do see something playing out, and that is, I do see this coin heading for $200 soon. In 2022, I do see this coin going to $200. That is what I see. At least it's going to reach 150. If it doesn't hit $200, it's going to try 150. That is what I see in TRB. So patient, patient, patient. As price leaves this consolidation, we are going to get a good move on TRB. But I do see a lot of altcoin going down in 2022. TRB might not escape it, but TRB could show a sign of a pump before then. Now, the chances that if we don't make it to that 150, always look out for this point, because that is the one another important area, and that is around $100, which is still not bad for the current price. So $100 for me is a sure on TRB. Even though 150 is a little bit far, first my target is $100, then 150, then 200. That is what I see on TRB. I remain Bitcoin Gorilla. If you do find my analysis and my strategies and my style quite interesting, you want to join and trade live with me for the rest of your life, please come and join Makaveli Trader. It is open only 3 times yearly: January, May, and October. That is only when you can have access to come in and join Makaveli Trader. I remain Bitcoin Gorilla. Thank you for watching. Give me a thumbs up if you love this video. Bye. Happy trading.